everybody, my name is Sherry. Welcome to my stamp studio. Oh, we're so close to this catalog starting. So this catalog kicks off on September 4th. So in the morning of September 4th, I will have a video and I'll have a whole lot of samples to show you that you won't have seen yet. There will be new ones. And then I'll go back over the ones that I've done already on my channel. And we'll have a little walkthrough together of the catalog. So the day before, if you're on my email list, it will be Labor Day, so I'm going to try to have it ready to send on Friday. But you'll find it in your inbox on Labor Day, so Monday. And it'll have my catalog kickoff specials. It will have a reminder about my free online class and my monthly specials. But when you order over catalog kickoff, you'll get a couple of extras. So really looking forward to next week. So make sure you are on my email list. Then, so if all posts as I intended, today, Wednesday, I think it's the 28th, is the last day that you can sign up for my Try It class. So you won't have to hear me talk about it anymore because that one will be done and dusted. Actually, the projects are ready and we have started cutting paper. So this, if you go watch this video, it will explain to you about my Try It class. As the name implies, you will try everything that's in the new catalog. So we'll do 10 projects together online. They will not be stamp based, but our paper is so beautiful that it's easy to make cards that don't need stamps. But every card has new papers. You'll use all of the new ribbons, all of the new embellishments, a selection of dies. You can see there's dies on this card, some of the new folders, and one of the new punches. So all of it comes ready to you, and you get a nice PDF. Go watch this if you're unfamiliar. And if you've meant to sign up, then Wednesday's your last day because I'm closing it. So as we start to cut paper, I'm cutting for the right amount. So here is another card. This was one of the last ones that I posted, again, assuming they're going in order. This is my free online class. We're going to use the Season of Elegance. So you purchase the suite from me and you get it free. If you don't want to purchase the suite and you just want the class kit, you'll still need the pieces that are in the Season of Elegance, but you can do it that way too if you're a demonstrator and you want to buy it on your own. Or you can just get the videos, but you get all of this stuff free when you purchase the suite, and then I would send you all of the other bits that we'll use on different projects. So it's the Season of Elegance is the class. If you add on the Shepherd's Care, then you'll get a couple of additional projects. All of that too is on my website. I would highly recommend with any of this stuff because stuff can go on back order fairly quickly for the holiday catalog. It's always, you never know which is going to be the suite that everybody wants. And this is also on my channel. This set here, today I'm going to show you my September card club. This is our September alternate stamp set. It's not with the supplies that I'm using today. So come back in a couple of days and I will have a project with today's supplies and this fun little stamp set. And I have another card that I'm ready to do the video for that on too. So it's Card Club. So I have an online card club. It's a subscription service. You sign up via PayPal subscriptions. You do not have to have a PayPal account, but it just auto bills you every month. You put in whatever payment, and PayPal's super safe. So I do it that way. Every 6 months, on the 7th and on the 13th and on the I should have tried to do math while I was talking. But you get loyalty gifts. You get every month. You get almost every month. Some months it could be a little bit different, but it's rare. Sometimes in December we do something different. You get a full pack of embellishments. This month it's the faux glass dots. You get a full spool of ribbon, and this month it is the wild wheat. It's beautiful ribbon. I love this ribbon. It's really, really pretty when you see it up close. This is my favorite class. It's the least expensive thing that I do. And because you all get to see it, I don't have to convince you that it's beautiful because you have it in your hands. And then you get a half a pack this month of there's my measurements for Try It class, for this Splendid Autumn paper. So you would get half a pack of this. And I'm going to use that today. And then, like I said, we do 6 projects together. So there's 3 designs, and you get 2. We do 2 of each. This month you can add on the Autumn Expressions, and you can add on just the stamps or the bundle. The dies on this are really what make it fabulous. So here's the ones I'm not using. There's also another leaf that I'm not using on today's card, but it is over with my Try It stuff as we've started to cut that. There are also some pretty leaves, and I was going to try to get them on this card. I don't even see them sitting on my desk, but they didn't go on the card. It was too much. So when you get your kit every month, you get all of the supplies that you need already for you. You get the paper, you get the embellishments, it's all packaged up, and then you get a video for each of the projects, and then you get a PDF that is just the pictures of all of them. So this month, the card that we're going to start with is a fun fold, and it uses this really cool frame. And I wanted you to see the frame. When you're in Card Club, all of the stuff that's cut, punched, dyed, anything like that comes to you. So if you choose not to add on the stamps or the dies, you can still have all of the dies ready to go. But this one, you can see it makes a little frame. There's another piece if you want to make it a little fancier. I think it really probably is for it to go that way. But to fit on my card, it needed to go this way. So that's the direction I've used the frame on this. I have some other projects that don't use this paper coming up featuring the frame. So if you're in Card Club and you don't add it later, you may be sad. So here's what we have this month. I have a piece of Old Olive. Oh, and I left one of the pieces. Hang on, it's over at the paper trimmer. I just cut it and then I didn't bring it with me. So I've got some Old Olive, some copper clay. I cut this out of Cajun, and then you have some vanilla. So this is a little fun fold. You're gonna take your Old Olive piece and we are going to score it at 1 inch. And then again at 2 inches. And then at 5 1/4 inches. So that's how you're going to score this one. And then you're going to take your piece of copper clay and you're going to score it at 4 1/4. And then that's all the scoring. I think I still had patterns. I think that we're doing a variation of this in Try It class. I wrote down all, I write down all these patterns in between catalogs. So this one is in half. This one you are going to fold it backwards and then up and then down. And then you want to take your bone folder. I usually go back and forth like both ways. So it really stays creased, but I'm not going to do it for the video. I'll do this one here. And then we're going to cut our paper. So I haven't decided if I'm going to use the same paper that I just used or if I want to try to mix it up. So let's kind of look at this paper. This is a full pack. You would just get a half a pack. So on my other one, I have used this piece and that piece. So those are the two pieces that I've used. So let's look and see what else there is. So you want a design that's going to fit inside the frame. So it needs to be one of the smaller ones. Like this one would fit. Where did I put my frame? Right here. But this one doesn't really have the colors. This one will kind of go, it's a little bit larger of a pattern. I think I'm just going to do what I did before. So for the first thing, I am going to take my pattern, but in your kit, you also have this piece that we're going to use on another project. So you're going to need to grab that one. Unless you have the dies, if you have the dies, you can just run this through the die cut machine and make it work that way because you can glue it onto the back of a scrap piece. But I'm assuming that you don't have the die, so I'm going to make it easy for you. So you're just going to lay it on here, and knowing that what's behind there is what's going to be on in your photo frame. So just lightly trace around this, and you want to do it light because you're going to cut it even a little bit bigger than this. That way, if any of it shows, the pencil won't really be obvious. So we have that. Just grab my snips now. So obviously, if you have the dies, you just put the dies on here and you would cut an inside and an outside, and then you could just glue them together. So I'm going to trim this out. And you're going to go up to the outside of your pencil line. You need to have enough that it's going to glue in there, because the part that is showing is the part that is the outside of the frame. It's very obvious when you get it. And then if it's a little bit too big, you will just trim it down. So this frame, it folds right here in the center. And they're already scored for you. I'm trying to do it so you can see it. Not the best angle for me. So it folds like this. I'm gonna grab my bone folder again. Just give those a nice little press down so they're nice and folded. And then this will clasp and hold it in. So then you're just going to make sure that this is the right size. And see, when you put it in there, then nothing shows. A little bit showing right here. So on my other one, I did it after I trimmed it. I mean, after I glued it. I'm just going to go ahead and trim this out right now. You can see how that's a little low. Do this one too, just in case. But it's one of those projects where you just do a smudge a little bit more and then it's too small. Ask me how I know, because I had a piece of this paper right here. Here, I'll show you what happens if you trim really close. When you put it in here, it doesn't go to the edge. So I have this beautiful paper and I couldn't use it. Live and learn. That's my job, right? It's for me to make the mistakes and then pass on the knowledge to you. So we're just going to lay this in here. I'm going to use my fine tip glue. And you need to trace around. You don't need a ton, because this glue is really sticky and so it will get everywhere, but you do need to do both sides, because one will grab the back and then this is going to seal it shut. If you just do the back, which is what I did the first time, when you go to close this, there's nothing on there to hold that shut. So I'm just going to leave this in here. The nice thing about the fine tip glue is you have time to move it if it's a little crooked or anything. So get that in there. And then just flip this over. You can see why you want to have that nice and folded on the score line before you do that. And then I'm going to score these after it has a minute to set. So let's take, we'll do that for a second. I'm going to put my lid back on here, but now I've got that on my scrap paper. We'll cut the rest of the paper while we're doing that. So I have this piece here, and it needs to have a 4 by 3 inch piece. Get this out of the way. So I'm going to actually use a different piece on this one, except this one has the olive. Well, let's see. Maybe I'll use the same. I'm going to use the same. You can see that you end up not getting to see much of your pattern. So it needs to be 3 by 4. I'm going to go this way and cut off the colors at the top so I can still see my ground a little bit. That's going to go on the front of our actual foldy part. And then we have this piece here, which needs to be 5 1/4. This is the opposite of what I just did. So 5 1/4, and it stays by 3. So we're going to put this then in our card. And then the one that I trimmed at the beginning, so we get to make use out of this piece of paper right here. See, here's, and you would be able to get another frame out of this because we just need this sky up here. So I'm going to do, let's do the 5, let's do the 3/4 because I don't want to cut that bottom. So 3/4 and 3/4. And then these need to be by 5 1/4. And since it's 6 by 6 paper, it's too long. I'm going to take off this side. So 5 1/4. And then that's all the paper that we need for our card itself. This needs a second longer to sit, but you don't want it to glue to the paper. So that's why I wanted to check it. I don't know if I got enough glue right there. Yeah, I do. Push that down. Okay, so I'm going to show you how this goes together. This piece goes on here. So this is going to go on your copper clay. This piece is going to go in here. Your vanilla piece goes back here. And then one of these goes here. And the other one's going to go there. So now let's do a little bit of stamping. I have my Cajun craze. You could use copper, you could use olive if you don't have Cajun. I don't know how you could go through autumn and not have Cajun, but if you don't, there's other things that will work. I'm just going to add a couple of leaves in floating directions. I don't want to fill it up because I want the paper to be the pretty part, but I do like these leaves. This one right here, I'm just going to leave as is. So I'm going to put a couple. Again, this whole part right here is going to get covered up, so it doesn't matter what you do there. And then our vanilla piece. It's a really pretty leaf stamp. Then I'm going to grab the saying, which is holding my thing down. It looks like it's setting now. And this is I love this stamp. It says, have a perfectly lovely day. And the font's really pretty. It goes really pretty with this. And it also fits because this is not the card that I was originally started making. I kind of adapted it as I went along, but I was going to have it hang so you could see it from the other side, and it fits in your frame. So you can stamp a frame that has that in there too, which we may do on the other piece. But I don't like to use the same sentiment more than one time. I'm going to take my little top piece and add some stamping to it, but I want it to go down the back. So we'll open this up. Remember, the piece that we just cut is going to cover up most of this front piece. So we just need some on the edges. And you don't want them to be even, because when leaves fall, they're not even. So I'm going to make sure that I kind of stagger them around. And then we're just going to have these back on the back falling. The colors of autumn are my favorite colors. There we go. And that's all the stamping. So let's put this on here. It's very sad that so much of this gets covered up, but it really needs to be on there to make the card come to life. And let's grab this. Let's start with our piece on the inside. Our green piece. I mean, this is really pretty piece of cardstock. It's, I mean, paper. It's sad that that has to go. It sounds like I just got a delivery of all the cardstock so we can keep cutting for Triad class. We're going on vacation in September, so everything next month, that's why everything, I will have club projects all the way done by the end of this week, so I can order everything. If you are in Card Club and you want to add anything on, I will place an order the first morning that the catalog goes live. So if you want to make sure you don't miss anything, you want to make sure that you've added your add-ons then. So when they add on stamp sets or they add on anything else that sometimes we add on folders or extra things like that, I pay the shipping and handling and tax. So it's another perk of being in my club. So we have this. And this is going to attach here. Just like that. But before I do that, let's go ahead and finish this. So now it's all set. Just going to fold these over. And I'm not actually going to glue those because I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. See right here, you can kind of see my pencil mark. Just erase that before we get going. There we go. There's a tiny bit of it sticking out there, but the nice thing is once you put it on here, nobody will ever notice. So instead of trying to glue those shut, I'm just going to take my dimensionals and help hold those down with that. I'm putting this on, and you can see I left a wide section right there with no dimensionals because I want to be able to attach my ribbon. But I think it's easier to attach your ribbon once this is on because it'll hold it there. So this is here. You want to leave as much room as you can up there on the top. I didn't stamp my envelope, so let's do that real fast. I needed to get my chain. So for it, sometimes they do, you know, the whole back. of my thing, but I'm gonna do this one just a little bit different because we're gonna paint these in just a second. I have one leaf there and one leaf there. Again, you don't want them to go the exact same direction. Let's grab our little chain. So for this, I want it on here, but I don't want it to be sagging in. See how it sags? So you're going to take a piece of your dimensionals. This is a piece that came from a paper pumpkin or a club, so they're a kit, so they're a little bit shaped different. You just need a teeny piece, even smaller than a mini dimensional, although you could cut a mini dimensional in half. And I'm going to stick this right on the back of that. And when they're little, there's not a whole lot of sticky left on them. So press it on nice and firmly. Then let's take my seal, get those two little tips. And add this at the top. Push those down. And then you're going to grab your ribbon. And it will slide right through here, because we left that little channel for it. And pull it around. This way it doesn't fall off the card. And you don't have to tie it so tight to make it not fall off the card, because it's going to be wedged in there between all those dimensionals. You just need a knot. Now if you hold this here, when you tie your knot, you can make it go the direction you want it to go, because I'd really rather it go up and down. My other one, I had it go across and I don't like it. So we'll see if we can get this to go up and down. So pull it the direction you want it to go, which is this way, much better. My other one, it's going over the top of the picture. I'll show you the difference, but it's because I wasn't thinking about it when I did the first one. It was already tied and already trimmed, and I wasn't going to waste the ribbon. So you'll get to see this way and the other way. Then you're going to take your embellishments. So also on my first one, I added the Cajun craze right here because I wanted it to look like it was part of the chain, but it ends up that you can't see it. So I'm going to, let's do this one. You need two of the little ones. So I think I'll use these wild wheat. They will also help keep that down since there isn't a whole lot of adhesive on that. So that now looks like the nails. And then let's do the big Cajun one up here. On the other one, I did that in the gold. And that's going to cover up our dimensional. So now that's disappeared. And I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella. I'm going to paint some on my frame. So it looks like it's a little bit metallic. And then I'm just going to take it and I'm going to paint just a few of the images on here. So some of the flowers, a little bit up here in the trees, but not everything. If you don't paint everything and you don't give it a solid stripe of it, then you notice it a little bit more. I'm going to grab this. And just add some to these leaves. It will smear your Cajun a little bit, but it looks kind of cool on your images. And then in here, this is when you'll really see that it smears the Cajun, but it colors it just a little bit. Colors it just a little bit with a little bit of glitter. It's the best of both worlds. I'll do the same right here. Now we just have to glue this together. So it's super easy. You are going to take some adhesive and put it here. And then you're just going to take your card. And it needs to go all the way flush to the bottom because they're the same overall length. Let's put that there. And then take this back here. I'm going to do the same thing. And add that there. So now your card looks like this, but it still opens like that. But it's nice because it will stand up. It would be, if you do Thanksgiving place cards, you can cut this part off and just have it be this big, and it would be kind of the same thing. They're a very sturdy, they're a great desk card or a mantle card. So here's my other one that has, let's see, what did the ribbon's going the wrong way. Look at the big difference that the ribbon makes going this way. I could tap it down, but if you tie it the right way when you start, then that's all you need. And then here's, you can see how those kind of disappeared into nothing. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same card. And here's your envelope. This year I've been making an effort to try to remember every time to decorate our envelopes. And I think I've done pretty good. So if you're interested in Card Club, you have till the 10th of every month to sign up. There is always a chance on months when the catalog stuff is new that something could sell out. And on the 4th, when I can order, I will order for the number of people that are in Card Club now. So if you want to be in it, I would really say this time to sign up by the 4th. So, and if you have any questions about it, I'm happy to answer. Have a great one. Bye.